What's up, Star Wars fans? My name is Prince and I'm an urban acolyte. Hey man, it is officially confirmed. Kathleen Kennedy told us last night at D23 that Obi-Wan Kenobi is back. As a matter of fact, they've already got a script written and they're going to be going into production early next year, 2020. So, hey man, and then Ewan McGregor came out and hello there, right? He's officially back. Right. We got Obi-Wan Kenobi back. I just wanted to thank all of y'all for the birthday wishes. I'm still not feeling well. And as a matter of fact, I was so out of it that I think I said that yesterday was my birthday. My birthday is actually tomorrow from the time I'm recording this. But I appreciate the, early happy birthdays. I meant to say this is my birthday weekend. Right. I'm sick going into my birthday. So it is what it is. But anyway, I am very excited about this Obi-Wan Kenobi series. I saw a question, I think Collider did something. Harloff was talking about, like, should Darth Vader be in the series? My answer, no. Vader should not be in this. I mean, the impression that I have always been under, that I think most people have been under, is that the last time Obi-Wan and Anakin/Vader saw each other was there on Mustafar, right? It was a very heartbreaking scene. And then they see each other again on the Death Star when they have their final duel, their big showdown. I'm good with them not seeing each other. Maybe Obi-Wan is doing stuff. Maybe he does leave Tatooine. And word gets back to Vader that, oh man, we think Obi-Wan Kenobi, or there's an old Jedi out there, right, that's doing something, right? And somehow he's managed to fly under Vader's Force radar, right? Because Obi-Wan was aware of what Ezra was doing. He knew who Ezra was when he was there on Tatooine. And what I really would like for them to do with this Obi-Wan Kenobi series, I know I talked about this several times, right? Because we got the rumor about an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie 2 years ago. I remember I was discussing a potential collab idea with Alex and Molly at Star Wars Explained. I was down in Atlanta at a YouTube training in Buckhead, right? And we got the news and we just like, oh crap, we got to make videos. We got to make videos, right? Like I made my video in the driver's seat of my car with my crappy camcorder Sony camcorder that doesn't even work anymore. I remember that though. That was good times. What I said back then was I said, yo, man, they could do like this Kung Fu the Legend thing where Obi-Wan is like kind of like a crime fighter, like the sheriff who's got to solve all the problems, but he can't use his gun. He can't use his lightsaber. He can't run around using the lightsaber and using the Force out in the open because they're going to call the Empire, right? Hey, man, we got a Jedi down here, right? He's distracted. He's messing up the Hutt cartel business. We're just going to get the Empire in here to deal with this dude, and then we can get back to business as usual. Now, I feel like they can still do that because if you're not doing a movie, you're not stuck to, hey, man, we got to have a 2 hour, 2.5, 3 hour movie that is going to get butts in seats. And how do we have a story that's going to bring the casual fans out versus being on Disney Plus? You can make it, you can geek out as much as you want because the people who are first going to watch this are the hardcore fans, the people. I'm just going to say the people who are reading all the books, right? Who've read Claudia Gray's short story from a certain point of view, which turned into her story, her novel, Master and Apprentice. And I'm saying all of this because all of this stuff starts dealing with training and the Force and the Wills training, all these prophecies, right? You set all of that up, and I'm really teasing Qui-Gon, right? Qui-Gon training Obi-Wan in the ways of the Force that he got from the Wills, that Qui-Gon is still continuing to train, right? He's still continued to train from the nether regions because by the time we get to A New Hope, Qui-Gon can materialize a body as a Force ghost, not just a disembodied voice that you only hear on places like Dagobah, somewhere that's strong with the Force. Well, I think he called out to Yoda when he was on Coruscant. That Clone Wars, those episodes, that little final arc is kind of fuzzy in my head, right? But you get what I'm saying, right? Is that he said I hadn't completed my training. By the time Obi-Wan meets Luke, because that's their last conversation, when Obi-Wan is corporal in the flesh, right? A living, right? Before Obi-Wan enters the scene in A New Hope to save Luke from the Sand People, Luke, R2, and C-3PO, right? He's having a conversation with Obi-Wan. I mean, with Qui-Gon, and Qui-Gon is like, yo, man, it's time. The time is now. The kids you've been looking after, everything that you've been training for, it's time, right? And he's really telling Obi-Wan, it's time, like, bro, you're getting ready to face Vader and you're getting ready to die, right? That's what he's really, and he's like, oh, yes, I will retrieve the boy, and I will look forward to speaking with you again, my master. And he's like, yeah, you'll see me soon. And he literally was like, yeah, you'll see me soon. It's not going to go the way you think, but you'll see me soon, Playboy. my Padawan, my student, right? But what they could do with this series is, one, you could do, there's something going on Tatooine that Obi-Wan might step in and help with. But you can also get into the mysticism of the Force, and maybe there's something bigger going on. Maybe you got one of those world between world portals there on Tatooine where it's like, yo, man, we got all this unrest. I'm training in the Force. Oh, I got to go here and handle this thing. And now I'm back, and you wrap it up, because a lot of these a lot of these streaming shows, they have like the big story, but you don't really get the big story until you get further in. There's like, this is the initial arc. Okay, this is what we're dealing with here. And you get 3 episodes in, and then it's like, oh, we just wrapped up that arc. But then it's like, oh, well, the person you thought was the bad guy is really not the bad guy. We beat him down, and he's like a mini boss, right? And then then the mini boss goes running back, and you're like, oh, here's the big boss, right? And then the mini boss and the big boss are working on their thing, and then it's like, oh, well, let's go fight the big boss, and we lose, or it's a bigger thing. All right, so now we got to go and lick our wounds, the hero, to have the final showdown, right? And that ends up being 3 arcs in these little 7, 8, 9, 12 episode shows. Look at Marvel, look at Stranger Things. Well, Stranger Things might not be the best example, but yeah, it does happen in Stranger Things. Wu Assassins is exactly like that. I'm working on my review for that, and that is exactly what happens in Wu Assassins, right? So where you have 7, 10, 12 hours to tell a story, you don't have to cram it into a 2-hour, 3-hour movie that you got to sell tickets and get people to come out and see. You have this thing, and the diehards watch it first. They get through it. They binge it, whatever. They're, hey, man, this is awesome. This is so great. You got to watch it. You got to watch it. And it blows up on social media. And then you get the casual people to come in and start watching it too. This might be a really good win for Disney and for Lucasfilm to tell these stories that people might not go out and support in the theaters the way they will the big, right? Because what did Bob Iger say? He's like, yo, man, I made a mistake. I was thinking we could push out Star Wars, and we need to leave Star Wars as this big thing, right? There's one Star Wars movie every year, 2 years, 3 years, or something like that. And it's a big deal, and everybody comes out to see it. But then these other film projects, we have them on to keep. And you can use those to build up to, because what I'm hearing is that there's going to be an Easter egg in The Rise of Skywalker, or some event, something, some scene, and it's going to relate back to the Obi-Wan story. So it's like, oh, well, Rey and Kylo and Finn, they're all doing this thing. And, oh, what's that? Oh, well, if you want the story for that, wait till you see Obi-Wan, right? Maybe it's Rey. These are your first steps. Well, why did I hear Ben? Oh, well, this is why. And this is how he was able to reach out to Rey and her Force back visioning. Who knows? I don't know. But either way, I'm stoked to see this. And I really hope it gets more into the mysticism that goes on with knowing the ways of the Force. Now, since I mentioned episode 9, this news just broke before I started recording. Sorry, I'm sweating and I'm hot and I'm feverish. And so some of y'all get grossed out by sweat. Well, I got germs, so sorry, but I'm doing everything I can not to faint right now. But anyway, like I was saying, some news just broke that something about Rey and a dark cloak and a double-bladed red lightsaber in something that they saw at D23 like an hour ago on the episode 9 panel. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Does Rey get possessed by Palpatine? Is she the daughter, the granddaughter of Palpatine? We revisiting the whole Jedi Prince thing where that kid found out that Palpatine was his grandfather. And, I was like, yo, man, they've already told this story. They might be revisiting it. Is Rey going to turn to the dark side like Luke did in order to defeat Palpatine? Because that's something from Legends that they could draw on. I don't know, but when I get more details on it, hopefully later today, I will do my best to get a video out on it if I'm feeling up to it. If not, then check back on the channel tomorrow. And if you haven't got those notifications enabled, because I would hate for you to miss it, ring that bell. And if you leave it on personal, you might get a notification, you might not. So if you really, really want to get those notifications, when you ring the bell, make sure it's set to all. That way, anything I do, you get all notifications, and I'll try not to bug the crap out of you. But I'm getting ready to start ramping things up, and I'm going to try to get out at least 5 videos a week heading into December 20th. And then if everything is going well, then I'm probably just going to be living at my desk and in front of my camera, spitting out videos to answer questions about the Rise of Skywalker. If the Force is willing. But that's all I got to say about this one. What are your thoughts about Obi-Wan? Anything else that's come out from D23? Hey, man, you can even discuss what you think about this Rey turning to the dark side thing, or at least, that's what it sounded like. I don't know. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'll be checking back to see what y'all have to say. And if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead, click that subscribe button and take your first steps towards becoming an urban acolyte. Embark on the journey of becoming the hero of your own story and become a force for change in your community. Continue to support the channel. You can do that by sharing these videos with your Star Wars friends. And that's really all I got for this one. So thanks for watching. Y'all keep on breathing. May the force of others be with you always.